All right, hey everybody, welcome to the channel. I want to thank everybody for viewing. I had a couple comments. Some people wanted to, some subscribers wanted to see a tour around my coach. So what we have here is a 1996 Country Coach Intrigue. It would have been their most entry-level coach at the time. So we went Intrigue, Magna, Affinity, and then Concept, and then Bus conversion. So, and the second year of production, Intrigue. Last year of production on the Gillig chassis. So this is going to be coach number 10229, which represents that it's basically the 229th Intrigue built. So in 1996 would have been the second production year, and this would be 10229. Now there may have been a couple coaches that were cut in the production line or whatever, but that would be basically where you're at. So we've come across here onto the front. I've done a few upgrades. I've went and replaced the fog lights out with some LED fog lights / driving lights. I've went to the newer style headlight here where you don't have the amber, and it's a little different from the original Ford Bronco. Come up here, replaced out the old amber turn signal with one of the new gray looking style LED ones that when it blinks it's amber. And then come across to the very top, and I've done the same on the upper clearance lights also. Been to a couple tracks here in the Northwest and Northern California. The reason why I'm here today and this thing's outside like this on a weekend here is that I'm getting ready to go to Northern California to go racing, so I needed to get it washed up and prepped up and ready. And as I'd said, some people wanted a tour of it. So we'll go down the driver's side here. You've got the pull-out window awnings on both those, and then the pull-out patio awning at the very top up there. This particular awning, when you pull out this window awning, you can pull it out all the way or put a spacer in there, and I've got an LED strip that goes up inside behind here that you can't see right now. So that's why you're going to see these power terminals on the bottom of my porch light. Now next weekend we're going racing, as I said, in a Triple Crown of Northern California. So I'm going to show you a video next week of it all set up, maybe some racing. But so that's the gist on those. Come across this first bay. This is what I consider the entertainment bay. Right now we got a bunch of boxes in here and whatnot. I'll have to get all this cleaned up. But we got the goggles in here, a helmet, and the reason why it's the entertainment bay is you got two speakers up here, and the Marantz stereo receiver with a couple subwoofers buried back in there. And then in each wheel well, there's a speaker terminal jack and a holder at the forward wheel well, and back here in the aft wheel well. And like I said, next weekend I'll have the whole thing set up, bikes out here, what we're using and whatnot, the haul bikes and where we're at, so you'll get to see all that next time. But I just wanted to kind of break this up, not make it one huge video on you. So here in the second bay, it's going to be basically your moto bay. Got it set up here with a snap-on toolbox, the slide tray, be able to pull that out, and some miscellaneous parts and more lubes. You got your chairs here on the left side, 4 factory Country Coach Zip D chairs, the Motion Pro chair, and then a little table that goes here on the end, and enough room for a bike rack. I never thought that I'd want a narrower slide tray than what the slide is, but this actually works out perfect because it actually gives you some room to store stuff here, but then you still get that slide tray option. And then we've got the snap-on toolbox with the dealer bypass in it, so you don't have to find a key. And then this thing's all set up. So that's all latched up and ready for transit. Here in the next bay is going to be basically what I consider the RV entertainment bay. So this here will have the fire pit. It's going to have the throws here that end up outside, the exterior sunscreens, sewer hoses, power shore cord and whatnot on the other side, and all that good stuff. And just enough room for a gas can here and a couple other things. And then we'll come back here, and then this is going to be my propane tank, because the refrigerator runs off of propane and all the heat, and the cooktop too. Then we've got the top hat cover here on the back so you don't see the lug nuts. Then this last compartment bay, it's going to be my 2 chassis batteries on the forward end, my engine start battery on the rearward end, Magnum inverter that I'd put in when I replaced out my Freedom, and then my battery combiner, and then my isolator for when it's running. And then on the left here is going to be my house battery fuses. I had a gentleman with one of these ask me about spares. So this is where the spares on my 96 are. And then they are appropriately labeled galley, dash, and so on. And you can actually find those at the very front, the ones labeled D, behind the switch panel in there. Got the air intake here for the engine. So on the back here, I've gotten rid of all of the amber lights and the backup light and went with the reds all here, kind of give it a cleaner look. Taking the ladder off because I'm in the middle of putting patio awnings on the roof, and then I made that a custom bucket right there so the license plate's all Frenched in. And then in the top edge there, I've got a spot where the LEDs are for the driving lights. And then since I took the ladder off the back, I gotta have a ladder still with you, so I ended up making a bracket to be able to hold my ladder back here in the back. So that way I've always got a ladder with me. Undo a couple 7/16 and the ladder pops out of there. You can still check the oil, still check the transmission fluid and the coolant and what have you back here with that ladder in here. And then if you need to do the belts or whatnot, that pops out of there semi-easy. So semi-creative location that I went and put the ladder. I've got an 08 mud flap on here right now. I'm in the middle of rebuilding the stock one with the counterbalance and everything, but I needed a mud flap and I had that one laying around. So put that on here, and then I actually added the hinges too, so that way it doesn't bind up as bad. Got the nice clinging exhaust tip here where all the cold pours out of this bad boy when you lay it to it. Side mount radiator. Top hat again. Then we'll make our way here to the plumbing bay. And then this is where you're going to drain all your tanks. Someone has added in a black tank flush for me here. And then I've come along and added this sea level gauge here in the corner, so that way I can see how much water I've got when I'm actually outside here. The LP's not hooked up, that's hooked up to the inside display. And then the exterior shower here. Find this was useful for cleaning off radiators after packed mud days. And then here's the other side of that RV bay. Here's those speakers. Some Kicker outdoors 6 and tweets. I'll show you how those are next weekend, with them all hung up and mounted. And then this is going to be the back side of the moto bay. This slide tray, and there's the back of the toolbox. Slide tray slides out either side in case you need to get to something over here. Not very common that ever happens. Large wrenches and whatnot for when I'm at my own track. Then this bay here, it's going to be the generator. And I had a problem with my generator about a year ago, and came up with this brand new Onan that had been freight damaged. And so I came in and put it in, had to get some new fasteners and some covers and whatnot, up to about 58 hours on it so far. Really happy, got the big 10K so I can run anything I want to and get a good charge going when I'm dry camping. Got the auto gen Onan on there for when we're not hooked in the shore power. Got the top hat on the front here hiding those lug nuts. And then in the very front bay here, got the auxiliary compressor, vacuum pump, windshield washer pump, and the bottle. Upgraded that, went with the dual motor, so I got one motor for each wiper blade, and then got it moved over here on the side. I like that. Got the air boost, so that way I can take chassis air pressure and bump it up to about 150 pounds or whatnot to be able to fill my tires. So there's a couple options that I've done here for upgrades. So that's pretty much the outside of this bad ride. We'll take you up on the ladder here real quick, show you a couple things that have been moved up there. So that way we can get these new patio awnings put on it here pretty soon. Need to come up with some more aluminum and make some H-frame structure for up there. But here we go up the ladder. As you can see, there's a bubble right there. You probably can't see it with the camera because I'm not close enough, where the paint's starting to peel. And then right back here, you'll probably be able to see that, but that's where the seam is, where the clear is starting to peel off. And then so there's no clear here. In 96, we didn't know any better to put base coat down over the beige, so we just put a bunch of clear on it. But as you can see here, I've moved inboard my reefer vent, my fantastic fan, my sewer vent, all the at least 14 plus inches, because I'm going to be running the patio awnings all the way down here. And then I've got the plastic and whatnot for the Grand Tour to do the back. And I'll do a fake fascia until I get to the skylight. And then I'll have a third awning in the very front corner. So that's why all my air horns are removed, and they're all down on the bottom. And we're getting it ready here to get the H-frame structure ready and to put the big Carefree Parliament awnings on the roof. And then that'll look like a 2009 Country Coach, or even the old Lexa, with the covers up there so you don't see the air conditioner. Give this coach a real modern look. So, and when I did all those moving everything, I filled about 45 holes that were up here from different things being screwed to the roof. That's where the ladder used to be, right there. You might be able to see that color variation in the paint. I don't want to walk up here and get a bunch of footprints on it, but if you can see in the camera, I don't know if it shows, but anywhere where it's kind of glossy, that's been repainted with the beige. And those were all spots where there was some sort of hole from a satellite, a solar panel, or something like that. And I just couldn't sleep at night just with some daubs of sealant over the tops of those. So I went along, took the time to fill all those when I moved all those roof extremities in, and then removed everything except for the CB antenna up there on the very front. So I want to thank everybody for watching this video. I'm going to show you the inside at another time. Some flame accents, and then start again with some more flame accents. And that's because I bought this coach for $7,000 and I had to do some work on it. I'll do a video later when we show some pictures of it the way it was, and I'll let you know all how I got it and what have you. But yes, I did pay $7,000 cash for this coach. And then I ended up dumping approximately maybe another $6,000 into it to get it back out on the road. But here's a quick glimpse of just the entryway. I've redone the coin rubber here, and then I've done a solid surface on the sides, and then some LED lights like we used in 2005 to the end of the production. I want to thank you again for watching. Hope you're subscribed. Hit those notifications. Thanks, everybody. We'll get you some more videos coming. And look forward to going down to Argyle, doing some racing next weekend, show you guys with some gate drops and whatnot. Hopefully you're interested in the moto side of it. I'm not going to flood it with it, but comment below and let me know what you think. Thanks again, everybody. Hope you're all having a great day. I know I am here. It's a beautiful day in October in the Pacific Northwest, and you just can't ask for more of a beautiful day to come out and wash your coach and get ready to go racing. So thanks again. Hopefully the weather stays good for me on my drive down and we can keep her clean. Have a great day. Bye-bye now.